Nothing back.
But once he.
I got it, I can put it.
He did everything. He did the painting, bring it down. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how he does it.
Huh?
It's a long minute.
It always is. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Morning, everyone. We do have a quorum, so I'll call the meeting to order and take approval of the agenda and minutes.
I'll motion to approve the agenda minutes.
I'll second it.
Moved and seconded. No further discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Post same sign, motion will carry. Rich?
Morning. I know Ian just replied, did you guys get the email from Friday, will the 12th
Oh.
at noon work?
Yeah.
Yeah, next Monday.
Yeah.
It should.
I'll set it up then, get that
Good.
working. I know in the past, I don't know, a few months ago, we found out the city of Northwood was gonna sell their Durapatcher.
Oh.
We bought the first Durapatcher, shared it with Mitchell County, but now Northwood's got one for sale, and it's, you know, I think it's less used than what we have now. They're willing to sell it to us for, I think, around 16.5. Probably a good deal on it, and then I think we would just sell the one we purchased to Mitchell County if they're gonna buy it. Obviously, it won't be the same money since the other one's used, but if you guys are okay with that, I've got money in the budget to make that purchase, and then we've got our own, and don't have to worry about sharing it. And we got a better machine. They're getting rid of theirs, and they're gonna do, they're just gonna rent a joint sealer whenever they need to. And then if we're okay with that, I'm gonna try to get the ball rolling on that. We also kind of noticed last week when we were talking to the city, the airport blacktop, you know, is not in the best of shape, but
You were talking about that.
well, that first mile is not ours.
Oh, cities.
That's in city, it's in the city limits, and we've been kind of maintaining it. We've actually been, the ones that have been, closing it for the, and I don't know how it ever ended up being that we ended up kind of maintaining it and painting it, whatever. It's probably not a big deal, but if we're gonna do something, I know that when I talked to the city guy a little bit, and this isn't something he's cleared with the council at all or anything, but we were talking about, he wants to probably do something with that road. I don't have it in the program yet, but if there's something we need to do on it, I mean, it's not a high volume road, but it is, and it's a smooth road, it's just that it's oxidized so bad that it probably, if they wanna do something with theirs, we should probably look at doing something with ours at the same time, but there's, as far as I know, there's no immediate plans right now, but if we need to, we can probably do an amendment if we have to, but just as a heads up, you know, that first mile is kind of, you know, we've been,
That's what I said, I was off the other couple weeks ago, and, oh, this thing is tough.
it's smooth, but it's just oxidized and pitted and everything else that it's gonna need something before too long, but.
Right.
So we'll work maybe through something like that too, but, in the meantime, we're out blading what we can. Now that we've got a good week here, I'm sure they're gonna be out busy doing that. I know they're working on rock maps and paint maps for this spring, so.
Okay. All right, anything else for Rich?
No, I already discussed my roads.
Okay,
Well, we can put that on the agenda for another day if you'd like to really have an open discussion about it.
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
but at least he knows you're doing something then.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
I did final fix, but doesn't sound like you're too hip on it.
No, you want to put it on the agenda, we can discuss it at a meeting and I can kind of give you the options because the things there aren't something that,
Yeah, give us an option and a rough cost.
oh,
You can do that quick, can't you?
I can, but there are other requirements, chapter 311 explains certain things, but there's also,
And tell us all about that stuff too.
alright,
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt, right?
Yeah, educate us.
Then, I mean, yeah,
Is that okay?
that's fine.
Okay.
always good to have conversations.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree, but the way things are going, we're not treating anybody different. And
Oh, I realize that.
No,
so
'cause I've had
if you
same
open
complaints.
if you open a can of worms, you know, anyway,
Yeah,
And
perfect.
we'll,
For another
we'll
day.
discuss that after you come up with all the
Options.
options and directions we could go.
give me a couple weeks then.
Okay,
Yep, sounds good. You just let her know when you wanna
Yeah,
throw it out there for discussion.
okay.
All
Other
right.
than that, that's all I got for you this morning.
Yep, alright. Drainage, general, what do you got for us?
Claims?
Claims, is it?
My claim's ready.
Alright, take a motion to approve the drainage claims.
Motion to approve claims.
I'll second it.
Moving and second it. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion will carry. DD, is it DD one there I saw?
Yes.
Okay. That was scoop on that one. But,
Venus, you've talked to Gene the most.
Yep,
oh, that's, okay, I forgot.
that's the one that Gene Severson wants to clean
So,
out.
yeah, what developed this week,
He does not wanna aggravate his neighbors.
okay?
He does not want to get an engineer involved, cause I told him if we were gonna clean that out, we'd have to clean out down below him, which means that we'd get an engineer involved on it.
Yep.
What he would like to know is if you just clean out his part of the ditch from, what is it, 450 down to Mallard? How that would get broke down, and we talked about, I came in your office and because it hasn't had a reclass done on it, so it'd be the old way of doing it.
So everyone will pay for it.
See, and
There's one
that's
schedule for the entire-
Be equally by acres.
Just the old schedule.
the old
Yeah.
style way, so I mean, say you were downstream
Or
from
the
there, you're
original.
still gonna pay. If you're upstream, you're gonna pay, but you're gonna pay at a lesser rate.
Is it a
so-
main or a lateral?
It's the main.
It's the main.
So everybody's.
And there's just one schedule for one, like
It's
just.
just a
one.
ditch, yeah,
Right.
and ditch main.
So, but everybody on that's gonna pay, cause they all connect to that main.
Even if we just clean out that one
So,
section.
I mean, and I don't know what
And
it'd take
he
to
was-
clean out, it'd be about a mile of ditch,
About,
half mile, maybe?
What did I?
I'd say a half mile, I thought it was
Half
like
mile.
1,500 feet.
You're
14.
right. Well, if you went from bridge to bridge, it kinda goes, it's
I measured on Beacon and it's a little under 3,000 feet.
I was gonna say, I
Oh,
walked
okay, that's a
halfway
little
back,
longer.
it had to be at least 1,500 feet, so.
And then the other thing that we decided was he's just gonna keep an eye on it for the next couple of years. Because he really thinks the silt in there, he thinks is slowing down his water through there. So I told him, I said, keep an eye on it and see what,
Once the
then get
water
back
goes
to us,
down,
yeah.
yeah, I didn't pay attention, I went by there this morning, I could see his field was still wet, I didn't look to see what the flow line was, but. I mean, his other option is he could put his own small pump in, and he could put in like 5 or 6 inch pump and push it out, and he could probably gain a lot.
and he is gonna do some work there.
Two 2-inch sump pumps trying to pump water.
Yep. He is gonna correct some stuff there on his own. So
Yeah.
he was just wondering how with the old reclass system, how it got broke down.
So I don't know what a foot it
very
is to
much.
clean right now, I don't know.
Uh,
You could ask like Elliot what he would get on a per foot basis. I know I've had him do some myself, it's just easier to do it, but
And you said it's just a hair under 3,000.
yeah.
Yeah, so
I mean.
I'll get
That's what
back
my
to you with
Beacon
this
measurements,
information.
so I mean.
I might call Elliot or somebody and find out
See what it
roughly
is
what
per
it costs
foot.
per
It's-
foot or something like that, to dip a ditch.
It's been a few years since I did it, and when I did it, it was really cheap when I did mine, we were just dipping it, but,
Like a couple bucks, or is it?
it might be a couple, it was under $1 at that time, but it's probably a couple bucks a
We've
foot.
seen them here on bids, we've gotten here from 3 to 5, so.
They're going, I'm sure they're
Yeah,
going up,
to level, dig it out and then come back and level it.
cause there can be a little struggle going through that,
It'll give him an
swamp,
idea
yeah.
of what's going on.
But
so.
what good does that do for the rest of the district?
No, nothing. If
Him
he
cleaning
wanted to
his
do it
out?
on his own,
He thinks that would help his, but for the rest of the district,
nothing.
nothing. Well, it would take a little more water to the northwest. There'd be more area in there to dump into, but
Should be.
should be, but if the culvert's too high going underneath Mallard, it's only gonna take it.
I mean, flow has as much to do with slope or whatever you wanna say, or grade, and I don't know what the grade is, I'm guessing it's almost dead flat,
It's
isn't
not
it?
very steep in that area.
Well, it'll just silt in there right away.
That's why it's silting in there, it's his low spot in the ditch, and so whatever he's getting from up above is silting in. It's not so much his silt, it's coming from above, and that's where, if the water slows down, that's where the silt drops out,
And that's
and that's what
what we're
happens.
running into. But I told him in order to lower the culvert, it would take
That's an improvement.
that's an
That's an
improvement.
improvement.
So I said 51% of the,
50% of the landowners with 70% of the
70%
land.
yep.
And I would venture to guess they're gonna say no right now.
And I told him there's a good odds of the number of people that were here, he was probably gonna,
So,
That
on
is
top of
gonna
that,
work,
you
so.
open up, you've done engineering, you've done reclass, you've done all that, which probably should be done anyway, but, reclass anyway, but,
and the first thing he said to me was, I don't wanna aggravate my neighbors, so. It's just a smart approach.
and I understand he wants to get drainage in if he's trying to have it farmed or whatever, but.
So,
Come-
other than that, Frank did call me, Salvatore,
Okay.
and they're using the same chemicals
Oh, yeah.
as the other people are using,
Okay,
but they're gonna spray it. He doesn't believe in spraying it in October. They're gonna spray during the summer months. And that was my complaint too, you know, if you spray a tree, he said there is chemicals out there that can spray the tree, like the bark and stuff like that, but he said if you're spraying the tree and you knock the leaves off, it's not probably gonna take it in very well, so
right,
I said, that's fine. I like the idea of you showing up earlier to get this done.
yep, and some of those are a little out of control, we might wanna put back on the spray list again right away next year, just even if it's minimal amount of spraying, it's better to stay after for a couple of years and get ahead of it than it is, so, get behind.
Yep. Biggest conversation I had with him was timing of when it was done,
Okay, perfect.
so,
I know when I talked to him, I think week before last, he was starting up in Minnesota, up
yep.
in Freeborn, then he's gonna come
And
in
then he's coming
here.
down here, that's what he told me
About
too.
perfect. the
We're
way the
starting in
trees are
Freeborn, then
growing.
we're coming down there, so.
Yep.
I said that'll work out fine.
Good, all right, okay. Nothing else?
I did send you guys this morning, I got an email from the Wetland Wildlife Survey.
Oh, I didn't read it yet.
I got the email on Saturday and they said they were gonna start their survey, they said tomorrow, which would have been yesterday, so they were just letting us know.
Okay.
So I replied back, I'm like, yeah, I only got access to my
So
email
if
Monday
somebody
through
calls
Friday,
and say,
so,
what are they doing out in my wetland, and, okay.
right.
Good,
And then Colton Cunningham got a hold of me, sent me a list of what he thought we had for ongoing and open projects. And then I had to add a few to that, and then he said he might come this week and get some more maps and stuff for some of the districts we're working on, so.
Yeah, that was a question I had now that Jacob's not there anymore.
oh, for-
So we'll compare our
To keep
list
these
to make sure
projects
that
that
we're
we've
not
been
dropping
doing.
anything.
Yeah, that we're not
Ones that
dropping
we've already
anything.
committed to Bolton
Yep,
Lake.
that's right.
they're not dropping. no.
So when I get a finalized list between the two of us, I'll send that out to all three of you, so
Okay.
you can tell me if we're missing any.
Yep, that
There's
sounds
Jonathan
good.
will be on top of it and get things taken care of, so that's good.
That's it for me.
All right, is there any claims today?
Payroll.
I'll motion to approve payroll claims.
I'll second that motion.
Second, for further discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, pose same sign, motion will carry. Alright, any reports today?
Nope.
Payroll eligibility?
Nope.
Liquor or cigarettes?
Nope.
Oh, is there anything on animal management plan?
Yeah, there was
I sent
one.
I thought I missed it.
That Angles Nursery or whatever it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have never seen that one before, but they must have added some land that's in Worth County would be my guess.
Dad probably had something.
That's what it looked like on the report, yeah.
Okay.
Because where is it located? Rockford?
Then it's probably, yeah, which they could be taking some dirt to work county.
Well, that's, yeah, it's showing up the land there. In other words, they're finding new places to spread.
Probably
That's the way I took it.
Okay. Probably farmland up there now, maybe just got it or something.
Yeah, it could have been.
Okay, motion to acknowledge the interim management plan.
I'll make a motion to acknowledge that in their management plan.
I'll second it.
Moved in second, no further discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign, motion carried. Okay, RFPs, we're gonna do that. Jay,
I'm gonna recuse myself from this conversation.
okay.
Trying to make sure that minutes reflect that AJ's recusing himself.
So we have
Thank you.
proposals apparently. From People Services and from SH Environmental.
Yeah, that
He
was,
requested
yeah, that was
funds, right?
required.
Okay,
And Jackie's supposed to be sending that to the
Jason.
engineers so they can review before you guys take official action.
this must be, Jason's not here today, huh?
Nope, he's in meeting for a couple days.
And the education, something or other.
Okay. So do you wanna read through all?
Those are probably the same thing.
What's that?
Are these the same?
That's what, I hadn't looked at it, looks like it.
Are they the same, I think?
I would guess so.
Jeff, you want me to look at these?
I have no desire to look at it.
Okay,
Thank you.
no,
Oh, come on.
You've already got a professional that's gonna give you an opinion on it.
Yeah, cause basically all you're doing today is opening them.
okay. We're not gonna approve them here today,
No,
okay.
we want Jason to look them over and make
Okay.
sure we're comparing apples to apples.
Perfect. Cause a lot of this is their history on this and H. And their staff,
Oh, you wanna get to compensation is towards the end.
yeah, I was working there.
That's the last page.
And Jackie, you may want to go ahead and contact both of these companies and acknowledge that we've received those bids and that the Board of Supervisors will be considering it at a later date.
You got that? They're both here. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Hi Jeff,
How you doing? Good, how are you?
So it's just 2 bids we got then?
Yes.
Cause this will just change my private well grant too, if I have
It
to make
could.
They
Right,
could,
that's what I mean, it could, yeah.
is there a time frame for that?
It already had to be submitted. I reached out and talked to Jason Petersburg about it, but he told me this wasn't happening till after my grant had to be submitted, so I will just have to make an amendment with the state. Do we know when one will be chosen?
Probably by next week,
By
I would
next
guess.
week possibly, if Jason can get
Okay.
everything reviewed and get.
I mentioned to Jason when he called me that it'd be nice of him to get on the agenda for Monday,
Yep.
next Monday.
Okay. So do we need just a motion to acknowledge accepting these bids? For the record, Jackie? Jeff?
I'm fine if you want to acknowledge, you wanna make a motion in a second that.
That's all we're doing is
2 bids
acknowledging.
were received and
Yep.
that they'll be considered at a later date.
So I'll take a motion to acknowledge receiving the 2 bids,
I'll make a motion that we acknowledge receiving the 2 bids.
and I will second that. Further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, both same sign, motion will carry. All right.
so you think the plan for decision will be next week? You think?
We'll hope for that.
We're
Let's-
shooting for that if
Yeah.
Jason's available.
Yeah, I would assume these is available 2 weeks at the latest.
I'll
Is
get
it
these to
public
him as quick
knowledge
as
who
we
the
can.
2 were, or is that not something that could be discussed,
What was
or?
that?
Acknowledged.
I'll get these to him as
Do
quick
I
as I
get
can.
to know
This
who
is
the
what he
2 are?
wanted.
Oh, well, it's
Oh.
People Services and
Yep.
S&H
Is
Environmental Service.
Stone and Hanson Environmental Service.
Oh,
That's what it
okay,
stands for,
Hanson,
S and H.
okay,
That's the way I take it.
okay,
That'd be my guess.
thank you.
Okay. CJ out here somewhere.
I assume so. AJ?
Maybe he was burping the boiler.
Probably.
Probably checking the
There
boiler.
he comes.
Okay. You probably went up far enough away so you didn't get the echo, so.
But I don't think there was anything
No, but,
that's, look for me.
yep, we're done for right now, so you're okay to come back. Okay. Okay, anything, whoops. Buildings and grounds?
Are we gonna get in trouble about the grass that is on the street, or is that minimal?
So you blew it out on the street?
Yeah, we've gotten in trouble before, so I just
Yeah,
wanted
we
to
got
make
it
sure.
last year.
So I didn't know,
Nobody's
maybe,
supposed to be doing that.
yeah,
Did he get back to us with a proof of insurance and a contract and stuff? Yeah, we need that.
Yes. And we call them, remind them not, try not to blow the grass.
Yeah, don't blow it on the street. That first pass needs to come in.
I've watched some of the people in other towns and they're blowing stuff off all the time.
Yeah, it's,
Sidewalks, all that needs to be blown up
Mhm.
for liability.
Yep.
So, okay, thank you. All right,
The buildings and grounds, were they gonna come back and pull out our,
yeah, I'll get
Okay,
all of,
I kinda
I know he was gonna, he got a few things out for us here and was gonna come back this spring, so I'll just reach out to him and see
That's
what
fine.
his timing is, so.
Yep, no problem, I just thought I'd ask, thanks.
Now we get some good weather, maybe some more things can get done,
hopefully.
instead of getting rain every other day.
If you don't need anything else from me,
Do you have anything to report otherwise?
I mean, everything was normal, so I was just here for the
Yep.
opening.
Understand,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
All right, anything else on buildings and grounds?
Nope.
Good, okay.
Did you ever get hold of Midwest on the roof?
No, multiple times, but so.
Yes, he said, and they said they're not responding, showing up. You can't, I'm sure you're on the list.
Always on the list.
I should have brought up too, Bice Electric, we have one of our lights that when the power goes off, our lights go up, Mark Tomlinson let me know, and I called him over a month ago and I still haven't seen them either, so.
Yeah, everybody's busy,
I
spring
know,
rush.
and it's such a little thing for them to come for, I'm sure that it's.
Doesn't hurt to remind them though,
Yeah,
once
That's,
every
I kind
so
of
many
try to, I
days.
just don't wanna be
You're
down
so
for one light.
Good
You
fix.
hate to push them, so they get mad and put you in the
Yeah, just
bottom.
say-
I know, that's.
Just say, where are we at
Trying to
on
find
that?
that happy
Fine
medium.
line.
Yeah.
Tread lightly.
I know,
As
exactly.
long as you don't call angrily, I think
Nope,
you're okay.
no.
Reminders are good. So.
Yes.
All right, so then, Melissa on today?
Yeah,
So, chime in, Melissa?
There it is. I have a meeting today to talk to Nelson about making videos for all the towns. We're gonna start doing that this summer. And then on Friday, I'll be at CVN in the cities, and if any of the supervisors wanna go, just let me know and I can sign you up.
This Friday?
Yep.
Yeah, sorry, it won't be me.
I can't, I'm being Mayo.
oh,
Will you be close?
no notice for me.
Yeah.
Okay. No, you take care of it, that's why we hired you.
All right,
All right, thank you.
you bet.
Anything from department heads?
Back to the wastewater thing, I need a fees list. I was just talking to Jake and I've been trying to find the
Oh,
fees list for
From the new updated fee list, or
any fees list. No one can seem to get me one since I've taken
wouldn't
over
that
and
be what
can't
we
even
just
find a
did?
list.
Is that what
As
you,
far as like their water rates?
the rates
No,
are?
like what we charge for septic,
Oh.
there's no one can seem to find it. I talked
You
to
don't
Keith
have it
last-
over there anywhere.
No,
Never
I've
in
searched.
minutes. Wouldn't you have passed any?
You get,
So that could have been
days.
done long before I got on too. I don't
There is-
remember.
there's a
reading
fee
No,
it.
schedule.
I'm at a loss, so I'm gonna probably have to come up with one.
Yeah.
I've been talking to Mitchell and Winnebago, Hancock, the guys that do there, and I'm getting together one, so I'll get together one and then we'll have to pass that and do that.
so
Is Chris Myers still
La-
around?
last year,
Yeah, good luck on that. Sorry.
last
Oh, yeah.
spring maybe, or maybe even the winter before, Public Health Board adjusted the rates on the
Something,
septic
didn't
it?
permits because they were low, and I said, I pay
It's
them.
not in the minutes?
Nope.
When I put septics in,
Look.
and it got
Yeah,
raised,
what-
it got raised.
What was it, remember?
Yep,
It went to like,
Jackie
it went to
said she
2 or
thought there was something
250.
that way, and I've looked through, and
250
Kim
or something.
Henniger, who was in charge, she can't
I
find
don't
anything
remember.
either.
Cause it didn't
So-
come through here.
No, it was supposed to go through Public Health because we just made the recommendation, I did, cause I said it was $130 and Cerro Gordo's like $325.
Yeah,
And
we're
I
way
said,
under.
I remember it, at least 200, and I wanna say they maybe went 225 or 250.
Yeah, you're right now. I
And
remember,
he-
I remember
and,
talking about that,
Jake
but
told me we are way under what we should be charging. He said there's so much revenue that could be brought in
So that's,
according to what other counties are
look
doing.
on your permits. It's-
I've
and see
looked
what
on
it
the
says.
permits, but
it
I
still
have the
130?
charges, but I need a fees list that
Okay.
was, I can't just, I want somewhere that says this is what it is, cause we have
Yeah.
people calling.
You're gonna have to build one.
I will.
I'm
I
sorry,
will.
all over.
No,
Because that's-
it's,
and that's,
we'd approve it all over there, as that board would approve it all, so.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'll do
'cause
that at
that-
the end of
yeah,
May,
that-
I'll have it ready for
Yeah.
our board health
And
meeting.
now he's, I
We
know
talked
darn
about it,
well
but I
we
don't know what the
discussed it,
figure is.
and, I don't know what month
Yep,
in the past
I've
year,
started
you're
to look
right.
through all
'cause
the
it was
minutes.
like
we
the last
talked about
year.
that here.
Mhm.
And we talked here and I said, guys, this is we're
This is
looking,
new rates?
we were looking at how to generate more revenue for public health. And
Yep.
here's one way, because this is the cheapest county that I have installed in. It's the
Terribly.
cheapest county there.
Yep.
And we
So
shouldn't be
need
any
to-
less than anybody else.
No, it should be right up there
No.
close to.
Size of
kinda
the county makes no difference.
But I don't know what the number is.
And if you put it through meetings, people will actually know.
Yes.
Well, it was supposed to.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
I guarantee you that it
I'll
will.
work on it, it's no problem, I just
See
needed
what the
to know.
neighbors are doing and
Yep, that's
can
what
be right
I
close to
actually
them,
have
I
both
mean.
their lists already, so
That,
I'll just.
is that an ordinance?
No, that's just
No, I
a fee
think it's just a
schedule.
fee schedule.
Yeah.
It's a
Okay.
fee schedule,
I mean,
yeah, you don't need to, yeah, I
Because
looked
then
at-
you'd
I
have
looked
to
into
update that ordinance every time you update that fee schedule.
Mhm.
You'd have to
If they
amend it.
were tied together.
yeah, you have to amend the ordinance every time and do the
That's-
public hearing. and
yeah,
it's just
Yeah,
the
there's no,
fees.
the ordinance isn't.
I would venture to
It'd
guess
be
it
no
kind of
different.
falls under your jurisdiction, or public health
Yeah,
jurisdiction.
yeah.
It'd be no different than Rich's fee schedule for
Right,
driveways or
exactly.
whatever else that
Right,
there's
it's
fees.
just a fee schedule.
It just needs to be updated by your board every,
Yep.
at least looked at annually and then updated as
Right,
needed.
as needed,
Yeah.
yes, I'll get one together, no problem, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Okay, anything else from department heads? Any comments from supervisors on anything?
Still gotta find eminent domain evidently,
Yeah,
a realtor, right?
It needs to be a realtor. I don't know any other realtors.
well, and I can check around, maybe it doesn't have to be specifically those numbers of, you
Yeah,
just
is
need
there a-
that many people, so maybe it
Is there
can.
a specific number of each category that we have to have, or have we just tried to keep it even?
Even,
I've been keeping it even,
Right,
but
so
yeah,
maybe
so
if we
maybe,
could, if we
yeah.
could, if there's no specific number, if we could avoid that, and just get somebody with knowledge, either a landowner.
Yeah,
Who
good
wants
luck
to-
finding somebody who wants to get in that right
and they may
now.
never work, that's the hard, I mean, hopefully they never have to
You
use
just
it.
have to have 28 of them, right?
Well, you're supposed to.
Yeah.
I always tell them, as long as I've been here, you haven't had to do it, but it could be happening
It
soon.
could happen, if things continue.
For the directors, Mark Tomlinson said he'll be gone to the EMA conference Wednesday until Friday this week.
Okay, perfect, thanks, Mark. All right, if there's nothing else for next week's agenda, I will take a motion to adjourn.
I'll make them.
Got something you're thinking of?
No, I'll motion to adjourn.
Okay.
I'll second it. Tricked me.
Moved in second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion is carried.
I like
The
that
win-
meeting.
the executive
That was a
board
good
meeting,
one.
the executive board meeting is July 14th,
She's got it.
Thank you.
Manly Terminal.